Hello and welcome back to Jay Talks, today's relationship show. All right, sitting up in here with Miss Debbie.
Hi Jay, how you doing? Great to be back on the show today.
All right. Okay, so we're bringing back another new show with another new topic. And I got to tell you, I have to tell you what this topic is.
I'm looking forward to it, Jay.
All right.
What
This topic today is, it ain't funny, but, you know, it's a little silent after the but.
Yeah.
With a long line, you know, you just fill it in.
It
ain't funny, but, you know, kind of like talking about the funny things people do.
That ain't funny.
Yeah, the funny things people do, but it ain't funny.
But it ain't funny.
But it ain't funny.
Yeah.
But
it ain't the funny things that people do. But it ain't funny.
But it ain't funny.
It's never funny,
It's
you
never
know,
funny.
not actually when it's happening at that moment.
Right.
But afterwards, when you think about it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It can be a little hilarious. It can be a little
Sometimes
hilarious.
you laugh at your own self. Huh?
I've had times where I had to laugh at my own self.
Mm.
Honestly, I've had times where I've had to laugh at my own self. You know, and one of the things that I think I thought about when you introduced this show, you know, a lot. See, let me just say this. For the most part, I like to laugh. I'm what you would call, you know, somewhat silly, you know, in a lot of instances. I mean, but that's just me. I don't mean anything by it, you know. And then when you can laugh at yourself, then I think you know, you have a tendency of making it through a lot of things, you know, because laughter is good for you, you know. And nowadays, Jay, I really feel it's more important than ever that we, you know, that we laugh, because things are going on that are detriment, that are serious, and you know, sometimes you got to find some comedy in some things, and a lot more things. Is what I'm saying now. And I'm gonna just go out and say is, if I slip and fall, and I'm not hurt, I'm laughing.
Oh.
Okay, I'm okay. If you slip and fall in front of me, and I see it,
right,
I'm gonna ask you, are you okay? You know, I'm gonna make sure that you're not hurt or anything. And if you say, you know, Deb, you know, I'm okay, everything is fine, I'm laughing, Jay.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing.
But if I ain't okay,
if you're not okay, then I won't laugh.
Right there. Right there, huh?
Right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
You wait till they put me in the ambulance, and then wheel me off, and then you be like, "Did you see Jane do that flipping ball?"
You know, I'm just telling the truth, okay? You know, I wouldn't want you to be hurt or anything, but I will laugh.
Oh, okay.
I will laugh. Okay.
Okay.
I had a girlfriend that actually had gotten into it with her significant other, and we both had decided at one point in time that we were going to wear wigs. This was like long before wigs and weave really became the thing. You know, you didn't talk about your hair. You know, you just did it.
Right. And
we had went out that weekend, and he didn't want her to go out, but we went out anyway, and he found her, and they ended up getting into it. And you know, I don't condone physical violence against anybody, whether it's a man or woman. But he hit her so hard till her head, you know, just jerked back, and the wig said, "Shroop." Okay. All now, right. That is my friend. But let me just tell you, I laughed until I cried. Now, that might be insensitive, you know, but it wasn't I didn't condone him hitting her, But I did laugh that her wig came off.
You laughed. But you didn't laugh in front of her.
I didn't laugh in front of her, no.
But it wasn't funny. But
it wasn't funny, but it was. Yeah. Okay. We just talking about the funny things that people do.
People do
that are not funny. But it is.
Yeah.
It is. It's on how you look at it. It depends on how you look at it.
Right. I've since the show is about relationships, here's a funny thing. It wasn't funny. It's really not funny. It's actually serious. But when y'all hear about this case, all right, I had just finished doing a relationship workshop a long time ago, and here comes this couple. They come up and they and I appreciated that they claimed they enjoyed the workshop, got a lot out of it, found it presentable or worthy enough to come to me to sit down and have me counsel their situation. Okay. When they said after I told them just hold on because we were closing out the workshop, and after I was able to sit down with them, then we sat down, and I went on and said, okay, now the two of you all share with me what's your problem. Now listen, we just came out of a relationship workshop. We talked about all kinds of stuff, in about relationships. Dealing with relationships, the couple choices, all that kind of stuff. We just came out of that.
Right.
So really, I'm already at the mindset that, and one of the things that was shared in the workshop is that pretty much we already know what our problems are. Okay, that was pretty much one of the strong points in the workshop, as many people do.
Yes.
So as we sat down, I'm already got this mindset. I'm just want to hear what they have to say. So I tell them to go ahead and share with me. And they began to share as the average complaining couple that go into counsel do. Here's what average, here's the average counsel situation. People go in telling their side, their individually side of the situation, and most of the time, what each person shares, both of them leave out stuff that may be important to the counselor, the person who's the mediator of the situation. Okay, because really they're actually really trying to win the person listening to their side, because if it wasn't, then there wouldn't be no disagreement. Okay.
That's right.
There's a disagreement and there's a problem because they both have different views or perceptions or whatever the thing is, and they want to be right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So they began talking about all kinds of things and problems with each other, and they got all the way down to this one thing that just I mean, I couldn't go no further. They got and said we've been fighting. They said almost got into a fist fight and arguing for years over ketchup. I was like, ketchup? I like ketchup? Y'all been arguing for years. I almost got into a fight
over ketchup.
And I was like, wait.
Yeah,
I was like,
good.
Explain this. All right. I was like, okay. So I was like, ketchup. I was like, why y'all getting to such a bad ordeal about ketchup? I really was already there. I really was. But I just had to hear from them.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that quick, I accessed
Wow.
it had to be one of three things, and but either one likes ketchup and the other one don't, or they got a difference in the brand of ketchup or something.
Or where the ketchup need to be.
Right. Okay. So.
Okay.
All right. So
Yes.
I was somewhere in that vicinity.
Wow.
All right, but I just wanted to hear from them.
Wow.
So they went on. I said, "So what's with the ketchup?" They were like, "Well, I like my ketchup hot, and he like his ketchup cold, and and he be putting it in the refrigerator and taking it out of the cabinet, and he be like, and she be taking it out of the cabinet. I mean, out of the refrigerator, putting it in the cabinet, and no good well, neither one of us, we can't stand it the way it, in the temperature.
OMG.
So they be having arguments
And a full-blown fight.
Yeah, going on about the ketchup. As far as it having different temperatures, okay? All right. But that wasn't really the basis, the foundation of the problem.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
But because they had such a closed mind to their situation, it bled over to a closed mind about the ketchup.
Yes.
All right?
Yeah.
Now, like I said, it ain't funny, but
yeah.
all right, but so I sat there. I was like, okay. And I'm listening to them, and I already knew what the answer to solving it was.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Remember the key thing? They fighting over one ketchup. So I asked them. I said, now instead of just straight out telling them what the answer, because sometimes people have to figure it out. You know your answers most of the time. I was like, because I had gotten assessed before them telling me the problem. I kind of got an assessment of who they are, what kind of job they do, and all that. So so I could get a little background on them. So I said to them, the two of you all, you're very intelligent. I said, and you got great jobs. You got better jobs than I do.
Yeah.
And so you have to be intelligent to have the kind of jobs that you have. I said, so if you being two intelligent people were to be confronted by another couple telling you the exact same story that you're telling me, what advice would you, before I could really finish, they both said they should get 2 ketchups. And then they looked at each other and they started laughing.
Oh, MC.
They should get 2. They knew the answer, but for years, they sitting there fighting over 1 bottle of ketchup.
Wow.
They should get their own personal bottle. One keep theirs in the cabinet, the other one keep theirs in the refrigerator.
Wow. Okay.
And they had the nerve to laugh after it came to them. They gonna sit there, look at each other, and then start laughing about it.
Wow.
But it was a serious situation. But it ain't funny. But
yeah. It ain't funny, but yeah. But I hadn't even thought about that, Jay. I was on a whole nother level. I mean, but that makes perfectly good sense. I mean, to cut the argument was stopped right then and there. And yeah, it's a great concept. I had not thought about it that way, because I'm just like, okay, wherever the ketchup, if you want it cold, hot, then I'll just leave it out, But but if you think, that's just like the toilet roll being on the one side, he wanted on the outside, I want it on the inside type thing, or leaving the top off the toothpaste, but yeah, and it's really surprising the kind of turmoil that you can bring into your relationship because of stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's a small thing. Well, it was a small thing, and I'm not making light of it, but when you look at it in essence, y'all about to really fight about ketchup?
Yeah.
Really? You really about to fight about ketchup?
They really fight about ketchup. Yeah.
But it's real. That's just one aspect of it. And I tell you, it's not like talking about it, Jay.
Mhm.
It's really not like it's really not like talking about it. And I'm not making life. It's funny, but
Yeah. And it's a lot. I mean, we could go on and on because it's and then here's another one. Here's another one. All right. I was a cable guy. All right, and being that I was a cable tech and I was also a install tech for Bell South and AT&T. So I for many years I worked those positions.
Yes.
In all different categories. So a person in with that job title is in, I mean, many homes in a day. And when I'm giving, at the most, in one day, I could wind up in 15, 20 homes
Wow.
in one day.
Yeah, that's
All right. And then when you multiply that like every week, the
Mhm.
months and years,
Yeah.
I have been in many homes. Okay. And 90% every now and then, blue moon or something, I'll run into somebody's work order that whose name I know. I recognize or I know them, but very rarely that's a real thing. But so often it was complete strangers.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
And when you go into the homes of people, as a tech or under that type of job title, a serviceman, that's what any type of service person going into a home. It could be a plumber, it could be an electrician, it could be anybody. Any type of service under that type of job title. Then when they go in, they step into an environment of that home situation. And I could tell you there have been many scenes that I have seen. I've been in a home where the husband was actually beating on the wife.
Wow.
And and it really seriously, the husband that had gotten 2 licks off on the wife.
Wow.
And and I know, and I'm just telling you, folks, we see it on TV, but I see a whole lot of stuff that's very real. And but the thing about, with my position when I was working for the companies, one of the rules, the rule of engagement for us was not to engage. We could not. As a matter of fact, they would fire you for
if you got
engaging in people's personal situations.
Right. Yeah.
We had some options that we could do. We can step outside and call the police, let them engage. We cannot engage. We actually they forbidden us to not even say anything. The only thing we could say, if we felt that the environment wasn't comfortable, is we can say to the customer, that we're not comfortable with the environment, and if they want us to continue to work, then in the environment, they're going to have to fix the environment where we're comfortable, or else we have the right to leave. Okay.
Yeah.
So upon that kind of case that happened, all I could say, and fortunately, it stopped it for the moment. Okay, which I'm pretty sure it continued afterwards, but it stopped it for the moment. All I could say and do that helped her for the moment was say to, I'm sorry, I'm not comfortable in this, in this environment with what y'all got going on, and if y'all want y'all cable done and fixed, then either that or I'm gonna have to leave.
Right. Yeah.
So outside of what I personally wanted to say, but and that's very hard sometimes to stay strictly business and not involve you. So I just said all that to set this up. So I'm inside. Here's one of the clients. I was inside their house, right? and I'm listening to these two ladies talking. All right, and I'm just listening because I'm doing. Your ears hear what it hears.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, you cannot deny what your ears hear. It hears what it hears, and then so you can't. You have to go ahead and just and act on the reality. The reality is, okay, folks. Let's not play like we're deaf mutes. Okay. All right. So it's not that I was, what do you call it? Dropping in on that conversation or nothing. I wasn't eavesdropping or nothing. It's just that my ears hear what it hears. I was in the vicinity. Okay. All right. Now I want to make sure that's clear. They'd be like, oh, JJP eavesdropping on everybody. No, it's not that. Let's just keep it real. Okay. All right. So while I'm in there trying to do the wiring, these two ladies, they talking. And so they were like, girl, I got me a good man. What's your man like? Oh, he this and that and that and this and he smokes and he but he always respects me. She was like, how you mean respect you? You know, girl, I can't stand cigarette smoke. You know I can't stand no cigarette smoke. But, he fine and he's nice and he be giving me flowers and stuff. But, boy, he's a smokeaholic. And, but he respects me. And she was like, well, how you do that? He don't never smoke around me, and all that. He knows I don't like it and all that. And so I was just listening to them talk, right? And I couldn't help it, but I started snickering, right? Because the thought that came, I'm gonna tell you what the thought that came to my mind, all right, was this. And sometimes we get so lost, caught up in what people. Remember we had a show about what paying attention to people, what they do to us, for us, and with us, rather than what they do to everybody else and with everybody and for everybody else. Right. Okay. And I started snickering and it was a little too loud. And they were like, Kimmy, man, what you over there laughing about? And I was like, and so since they invited me in, they asked me the question, so I was invited into the conversation. Okay. So I was like, so I asked the question. I said, I was just listening to what y'all was saying, and I wasn't trying to be rude or anything, but I just have some questions for you. I said, it's nice and all that you got, nice boyfriend and all that, but have you ever thought about this? I said, have you ever paid attention to see if your boyfriend smokes around other people and maybe those people don't enjoy smoke or don't smoke or whatever, that they're smoke free or cigarette free. And she got the thing, she was like, well, yeah, he has smoked around a few people. I don't think that they smoke cigarettes or anything. And I said, well, does he make? Have you paid attention to notice if he makes a conscious effort to respect all people who don't smoke, all people who may not desire the smoke, the smell of cigarette or smoke? Basically, makes a habit of going around other people, or going to designated smoking areas. And she was like, well, sometimes he do, sometimes, she's like, but all that matters is that he does it for me. I said, have you ever thought about that he's comfortable doing it to everybody else, and not pay attention whether or not other people, he'll just whip out a cigarette in front of everybody else because he's comfortable doing that. I said, have you thought about maybe he's not at the point where he let his whole hair down as to who he is? He's conscious about you. I said, but do you know that when people get to that point where they're comfortable with you, you actually begin starting to see the real person. I said that happens over and over and over. I said you might want to give it some thought, right? And and so and so she was like, "They ain't gonna never happen. They ain't gonna never happen."
Oh,
Let me tell you, it just so happened. It just so happened, and that's why I chose this one. There's many more. It just so happened that a couple of months later, I had to go back and do a service repair at that same apartment.
Okay.
All right. Both of the girls wasn't there, but it was the one girl. It was her apartment that had the boyfriend that smoked. And so I just decided just to ask her how things going with you. I had to let them go because he started disrespecting me and you know, I couldn't stand that kissing him with the smoke and the cigarette taste and all that. And she was like, I had to let him go because I said, so he let his hair down, right? So you know, I said, I just want to tell you. I said, I just want to tell you back then. Remember when we first started talking about? I said, if the reason I was snickering, I said I wasn't really laughing at you, but it's just kind of funny that how people don't pay attention to stuff.
Absolutely.
And call it a rule, and if it ain't funny, but the way it was funny. So you know, yeah, folk, we do some funny stuff.
Yeah.
And then you look back on it, you be like, boy, what was I thinking?
You know, Jay, I mean, we talking about, you know, it's funny, but it ain't funny. And one of the cases that come to, and I really don't understand why this came to my mind. I mean, because it wasn't funny, but then so many comedians jumped on the bandwagon with this thing, and it became funny, you know. But it wasn't funny when it was first reported. But I go back to the case which happened somewhere around the late 90s or somewhere around there. If you can remember the case of Lorena Bobbitt. You know who she is.
Yeah.
Lorena Bobbitt.
Right.
She was the
Bobbitt.
wife, yes, that cut her husband's private part off and threw it in the field. Okay. Because he was cheating on her. She had called him cheating or something like that. And it was a long thing, you know, for a long time, you know, comedians and everybody, you know, because they literally had a search party for it.
Right. Looking for it.
Okay, wait a minute. Forgive me. Okay. It ain't funny, but it's funny. They had a search party for it. Because she rolled down the street, and threw it out the window.
Is that kind of like they had to have pictures when something come up missing? They posted all the. Have you seen?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Have you seen?
Don't do it.
Please report.
Now wait a minute.
If you,
Jay, now initially, because I had never heard anything like that. Initially, when I heard it, I was in shock. You know, because I'm like, surely this man did not live. But I was surprised to find out that he did live, and not only did he live, but they found it and was able to put it back on. Okay, now just think about that for a minute. Okay, and initially it was not funny, but after a while, yeah. I mean, because my thing was, how did that play out? What was the scene like? You know, how did she get him in the position to where she was able to actually cut it off? It ain't funny, but
I mean, how many slices did it take to get it off?
oh,
You know, yeah, I mean, when you really think about it, I mean, come on, I mean, like,
I mean, you know,
was the knife that sharp?
That's what I'm saying. I would like to for his, but you know, for him, for him.
With one slice.
Yes. I would like to think
she had to have a butcher knife on it.
Then when you sound like she was sawing it off.
Hobo must have been drugged up.
I don't know, but it wasn't funny, but it was, you know, because the comedians just took that and ran with it, you know. But he survived that, you know. We're talking about the funny things that people do that are not funny, you know. It's not funny when you actually going through it at that particular moment, but afterwards, you know, you can, I guess, look back on it and laugh about it.
Yep. Wow, the funny things people do. Man, well, you know, I would not be Jay if I did not touch on this area.
Okay, Jay.
All right. It's not funny. It's not funny to play with the Lord.
Okay.
But when folk get up in the church scene,
come on, Jake.
and they quote, slain in the spirits, quote, slain in the spirit, and they done tossed their little 3-year-old baby up in the air.
Okay.
And said the Holy Ghost done got hold of, and she done went, whoa! And there go the baby, everybody in the church looking up to see who gonna catch the baby. All right.
Okay. So you saying like that didn't happen, right?
Yeah, that did happen.
Oh.
Okay. Oh yeah, that has happened. I saw that personally myself.
Wow.
And I know that's not the only case in the millions and millions of people or church-going people that's out there. I've seen where folk in the church, so-called, slain in the spirit, which is one statement I never could get a grasp on. Slain means to kill. To kill. Why the spirit gonna kill you? You know, I thought it was supposed to lift you up. All right.
Thank you, Jerry.
I mean, I never could get a grip on that one. I just never slain. You know. Yeah. I mean, why even put that word? Even
I don't know.
Not unless they actually, it might be the wrong spirit that they was
right.
They were killed with a spirit.
Right, but so, but not the spirit.
Not the spirit.
Okay,
right.
Yeah.
Okay. But where this guy, I was a musician for Keith Pringle. When he was performing long time ago, I was one of the musicians filling in as bass player. Long time ago, when Keith Pringle was the up in the top of the charts at that time. I look out there in the audience, and here was this guy who, I kid you not, fell to the ground and was slithering down the aisle like a snake. And all I could hear was some folks saying, "Oh, the Lord move," and I'm like, that Negro looked like a snake coming down there. I'm like,
wow. Okay.
All right.
It's funny, but it ain't funny.
It
ain't funny. I mean,
some of the funniest things we'll do in church. Some of the funny things folk do in church.
Well, I don't much see it now you know. But it was a time, you
Mm-hmm.
know, women, you know, the spirit comes on you,
Mm-hmm.
and you got this dress on, and you know, next thing you don't know, it's up over your head.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And now you when you were talking about earlier about how you know the spirit does not get us outside of ourselves like that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so it does make you wonder, you know, and then you see stuff like that. What are you supposed to do? Okay, God forgive me, you know, but God doesn't. I'm laughing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, your wig come off at church. I'm laughing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because if it's mine, I look.
Mm-hmm.
It just come off. What?
Mm-hmm.
What? I mean, it's funny. You know, I mean, that's just me though. You know, you might be saying, "Oh, that ain't funny." You know, when that. Okay, well, what makes you laugh?
I tell you what, you rewind that videotape, you throw a
Right.
laugh. They done videotaped the shit. And you back up and start seeing that sister jump, and then all of a sudden that wig jump off, boy, I guarantee.
Okay, I'm just talking. I'm just saying.
Mm.
I'm just saying. But no, you know,
They'll send that to America's Funniest Video.
I bet you, and we'll see how funny it is then. I bet you. I bet you. I mean, you know, it's not funny, but it is funny, you know. And I just look at it, you know, as the fact that if you can look back on, if you're, you know, have the opportunity to look back over some aspects of your life, you know, and you can laugh about it now, then I that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I mean, you know. Because the statement I made earlier at the top of the show, Jay, you know, it's so much stuff going on now, you know, and even the story you shared about, you know, with the couple fighting over ketchup, that's a serious thing. I mean, you know, when you in a relationship or when you in a marriage, those things are serious. I mean, to them it's evident because they're actually fighting about it, and you say they have been fighting about this thing for years. So whatever that thing is that you dealing with in your relationship, you know, find a way to work it out. You know, find a way to make it work between the two of you, and then laugh about it and go head on.
Right. Yeah, laugh about it and go on. Because, believe me, I really, seriously, people, I'm a firm believer. I mean, and I think many can be persuaded to this same thought or foundation that we really do know the answers to the things that we actually claim we don't know the answer to. Many times we just don't want to face it. Many times we're maybe too selfish to face it, too proud to face it, can't get humble enough to face it. But it's not that we don't know what it is.
That's true. Yeah.
All right. You know, like I said, selfish, proud. You know, no humbleness. You know, and when you really are functioning in those areas, it does make it hard for you to actually face.
Absolutely.
Moving in the direction of doing things that you really know that needs to be done.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
It really does.
Yeah.
You know, you figure you can make this person be what you want. That's selfishness right there.
Yeah.
That's selfishness right there. Be what you need and want them to be. All right. And so you gonna go throughout all these dramas and all this and oh Lord, as you say, they shoulda, oughta, coulda, all that. The first leading word, first leading signs to say that you ain't doing nothing but blinding yourself and lying to yourself, because you know it you know that also goes there too. You know, it ain't funny, but when you sit there and lie to yourself and you sit there and you see that that old Johnny boy Alright. You see that old Johnny boy ain't no good.
Yeah.
He ain't never been no good to no other woman.
Mm.
And you see the exact same signs going on and same traits going on, and you got them. But you, now don't get me wrong. Now I'm not saying that prayer doesn't work. We just miss the mark, as the Bible says. We pray in a miss, so some prayers are not answered. But we don't. I'm just saying, many folks are really not understanding the purpose of prayer and what to pray for. So, but then when you say, well, I'm a church going person, I love the Lord, and so God, fix it, fix it, Jesus, fix it. So what you really saying is, God, fix him, or fix her. That's what you really saying. You ain't put that name in it, but when you said fix it, you up there kind of really thinking you the one that's all right, and they need fixing.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Because watch it, they don't. You don't hear too much. Fix us.
Right. That's true.
You don't hear folks say that too much.
You're right.
You'll hear them say, fix it, fix him, fix her.
Right. That's true. That's true, Jay.
Fix it, but they say mostly say fix it, and the it is mostly meaning the other person.
Right. Absolutely.
So it can fit you.
Yes.
That's what you most of the time hear. But
That's
you don't
true.
most of the time hear. You don't
Fix
often
us.
hear
You're
fix
right.
us.
Yeah.
Where it includes you.
Right.
All right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Because and Jay, let me just say, I said, in the statement that you just made, that's, the person that I was at one point in time. I'm not saying I've arrived yet. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I know I still got some work that needs to be done, but that was me. Fix it, Lord. Yeah, because what you do is that you take the focus off of you. Okay, well, I'm not as bad as he is, because I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that. But the fact of the matter is that just like I got a problem with you, guess what? You got a problem with me. Okay, whether I know it or not or want to believe it, you do. Okay, so you made a good point as to you saying, when you praying or if you praying about it, to fix us, which is a very honest and
biased.
Right. That's what you saying, because the truth of the matter is, if we honest, we all got some shortcomings somewhere. Now my issue, his issue ain't mine, because I perceive his issue as being, worse than what it is, like leaving the toilet seat up, or we fighting over why you not putting the tube on the toothpaste, that type of thing, or whatever that situation is. But he has a problem with me just as well. So now, if you just really want to be honest about that, and we're talking about growth, because that's where you got to get to a point to where you say, okay, what role do I play in this? Okay, what part do I play? So if you want a true, for it to be truly fixed, then that's the prayer you pray. God, fix us. Yeah, so that's true, Jay. I mean,
fix us. If they go back, I promise you, somebody might hear this show and still go back. Fix it, Lord Jesus. Fix it.
Fix it.
Fix it.
Because it's you. It's you. You the problem. I mean, and if you really want to get a fight going in your relationship, you know those buttons to push. If you would just do this, then we'd be all right. Oh, if you want to fight, if you would just do this, if you was just like this, then you would be. So what you saying? Okay, but it ain't funny, but it is.
And though we're not a religious show, I do believe in scriptures, and many church folks, if y'all listen to the show, or people who believe in the Bible, have a Bible, believe in God, then and say that His word is true, then this I find this is what has shared with me the truth on the insight that people are aware and know what the answer is. This passage in Proverbs, first chapter, starting somewhere around the 30th verse, that says, I love it. Y'all hear me say it quite often. How long will you simple, ignorant, folk stay simple and ignorant? All right, stay the way you are. It says you did not heed wisdom. You did not listen to reproof. You did not take in advice. You refuse to understand. Refuse. That you rebuke all this. In other words, you tell yourself it ain't so. All right, which means you have awareness of it.
But you refuse.
You refuse.
Yes.
All right. So that's why I said. And then it said, go on. It said, and because of that, because you turn the opposite direction from the direction you should have been going, or taking in, or listening to, or acting on, or whatever, that when your trials and troubles and your situations and your dramas and your distress and your depression and all that come on, now you want to call on me, God, and you're going to pray and call on me for really sincerely going to be rolling all over the floor, crying till you ain't got no more tears left, and it's saying, fix it, Lord, fix it. and it said that wisdom, which is God, will not hear you. As a matter of fact, it goes on and says, and He will laugh, even though God is saying it ain't funny, but
it ain't funny,
but it said He will laugh at your calamity.
Yeah. It ain't funny,
because He looking at you and saying, that was so that was so ignorant. And we sit and say ignorant stuff we do is stupid. That's what we say. That's the word we use. But even though nothing's stupid, but it just has the appearance of it because it's such an ignorant thing that we've done. And when we look at ignorance, it tends to make us laugh. Like, I'll tell you, like that time they showed on the news, this 300-pound man going to try to break into the Waffle House, try to break into the Waffle. They had shut it down for repairs. So he going to try to break into the Waffle House through the vending shaft.
Oh, no.
And could barely squeeze through it.
Oh, no.
And the third thing broke, and he fell down through it.
Oh,
The security cameras caught it on tape.
Oh, my God.
No good to wear. He was too big. But he gonna try it anyway.
He needed some waffles.
He gonna try. He gonna try. He needed some waffles.
He needed waffles. They don't understand the severity.
And I bet as soon as he started falling, he said, "Oh Lord,
Fix it,
fix it." Oh, and I can see God laughing, sitting there laughing.
OMG.
That's what the scripture said. It said He would laugh. It said He would laugh at our calamity.
Yeah.
That's what the scripture said.
Yeah. I mean, Jay, and we laughing about, because I've been in, look, let me just say this. It was a time that I can remember, me and my husband had been, we had been going through our thing, And I just felt in my heart, Jay. You know what? He is wrong, and that's it. I was not. It was him. Okay, that was my mindset. That was the kind of. It was him, and so I was like, you know what? It's him, and I ain't nothing gonna sway me from it. And that's it. And just like I'm talking to you now, we talking about, how we pray about stuff, and And God said, go in there and apologize.
Mhm.
And I said, why I got to? Now, this is the conversation. I'm like, God, why I got to go in there and apologize? Dad, because I told you, go and apologize. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. And you know, I didn't. But guess what? I didn't get no sleep that night because I was worried for real. I didn't get no sleep because I knew that that's what God was telling me to do. But I refused to do it because I was right and he was wrong. Okay. So when you talk about, and because, I'm up the next morning, ain't had no sleep all night, tired and everything, you know, snapping, mad, at the whole situation. Well, all I had to do, and now we talk about it as if it's simple now, but it was a simple fix. If I'm saying that I'm praying about it, God, and I'm giving it to you and I'm trusting you, then I should have did what God told me to do and just go and apologize. But I didn't. Okay, because we feel, I felt I was right and he was wrong and I was not going to apologize. Right. It's funny now, but it wasn't funny, at that particular time. So we talking about it's not funny, but but I'm thankful for the experience now because I would like to think, Jay, that I'm a little wiser now.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, I know it wasn't funny then.
Yeah. Yes. It ain't funny, Jay, but it is. It's not funny, but it is. So, you've actually challenged me on a couple of things, and so I can, it wasn't funny, but it is now. But it is now, So I can honestly say that. Thank you, Jay.
I won't bust you out on.
Okay.
I won't bust you out on. On to the nation.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Jay.
Yeah, I will leave that. I'll leave that quiet. Okay. All right, folks. Yeah, it ain't funny, but all right. So we get ready, I guess, to narrow this thing on down and get ready to come to a close on it. So, folks, really, I challenge everybody, really, go back, whether you're a church person, spiritual person or not, pull out your Bible and go back and read. Read it with a very open heart, okay? Because, it says exactly what it says. And don't tell yourself, when it get to that part, he'll laugh at your calamities. Don't tell yourself, well, God ain't like it. When it says it right there in print, all right? Well, it don't mean that. Well, what does it mean when it says he'll laugh at your calamities? Come on, all right? All right. Tell yourself the truth.
Tell yourself the truth. Yeah.
Go back and read from start with Proverbs 1 about the third. I think it's the 30th, for starting at the 30th or the 31st verse, and read it to the very end. All right. Okay. Read it in whatever version you want to. King James, English, Amplified. It's gonna say the same thing, just a little better, maybe easier understanding, but it's going to say the same thing. And do recognize when it says the word simple, that means ignorant. All right? That means ignorant, okay? All right. So it ain't me calling nobody ignorant. That's the scripture saying that. All right. So I guess before I start getting simple and ignorant, I'm going to go ahead and get off.
Bye, Jay.
Or ignorant. I'm going to go get off this show.
Yes, Jay. Bye-bye.
All right. We'll see y'all next week. All right. Y'all keep on tuning in. And remember, we're getting ready to do our talent show. It's next week. All right. Y'all tune in to Facebook under the name J Talks Today's Relationship Show, or under Jeff Jerkins on Facebook. Twitter, Jay Talks Today's Relationship Show, or go to our website, jtalkstodaysrelationships.com. You'll see it pasted everywhere. All right. So we want to hear from everybody with talent.
Absolutely.
There's a prize waiting for the best one.
All right. Now.
All right. All right. Now we do have to have at least 4 contestants.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
It just can't feature one person. Be like, well, I was the only one. I didn't get it. No.
Absolutely.
We need at least 4.
At least 4.
You know, if you the only one, you better call up your cousin.
Yes.
Get your wife or your husband.
Right.
Even though they can't sing, they just. All right.
Tune your voices, everybody. Drink your tea and your lemon and honey, and put your best foot forward.
All right. So, all right. We getting on out of here. We out. Okay.